Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Smith in the Black Channel here at Ticker Talk. It's Tuesday. It's the Strat Attack Show. We're getting the urban assault vehicle and what kind of an assault we got going on right now. Let's take a look. So, screws by GameStop. Robin Hooders stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, and now they got some help from Elon Musk. So that's really going to be the theme coming into tomorrow. Obviously, there's a bunch of other earnings, but GameStop presently trading $244. So there's that. So we'll obviously be keeping an eye on that. We can look at the other short interest guys that they're going after here. Best Buy, we'll take a look at that. So there's a bunch of those kind of things we'll be looking at. They're going to be all sorts of fun. I did want to pull up this chart because it's just so beautiful. If you look at CTXS, this is what happens when they work perfectly. The inside day, downside, hit the bottom of the try to the tick, then hammer and go 2-2 reversal and right back to the highs. Isn't that pretty? All right, so yeah, Fizz I believe is on that list. So a whole bunch of maybe an iRobot here. So we're going to be looking at the short interest guys because these guys are coming after them and now they got help. So that's pretty much the story. AMCX here also having a nice day, and you look back into here, a nice week, monthly. Used to be higher, and we like that, right? So we got some more guys to take out on that. We'll see how that goes. VIR had a nice day here, a nice month here too, and this is what we look for, coming back to the previous range. Now it takes all this stuff out, but anytime you have a day like this, it gets my attention, right? I want to see what's going on here, right? So if we go to Pitney Bowes, also had a nice move here, and you can see this. When we talk about combinations, here, inside week to the upside, and then all you got to do is pull up a 30-minute chart. What do you know? Boom, right at the end of the day. Shoo, 11 come 14 in a half an hour. You like that? I do. So we'll keep an eye on that. We've got DDS coming up here too. DDS here, this little Momo hammer here at the end of the day. Does its job though, and here's what we've been looking for on the monthly. You sure you've been looking for this, Rob? I'm like, oh yeah. So maybe it's done its job, but there we go. Boom, but it has been higher, so if it wants to come through there, but that was real pretty. You can see this here. It was in the weekend vid. Here talking about this, the inside month, and then boom, gone. So we'll see if they want to stick it to them. I believe Macerich is also on the shorted list. We could come after these guys. So we're going to be well aware of all the shenanigan stocks out there as they pick up steam here and there. ESPR. And ESPR coming off potentially this monthly try, and it's set up like this on the weekly here. So you can see how big it is up in here, but when you come down here, it's got to start somewhere, right? And if you go down here, you see this, the outside week followed by the hammer 2 down and then 2 back through. So we're looking for these two to take this out, right? Becoming the outside bar of that 31.98. You got a little bit more, but it's, oftentimes when that happens, they keep going. So that's why we take those setups as we see them. We still have Akamai doing this, what we call the Randy Jackson, the failed Rev Strat here. Inside, tries to Rev Strat here, doesn't, then goes 3-bar and comes ripping towards here. So we're going to be looking for Akamai to go into new highs and take this out above 120. You got about $3 left on that. If we go to Amgen, Amgen's still working that inside month. Might as well take all these guys out while we're doing it. So that's been nice and clean as well too. If we go to Overstocky, and Overstocky coming back through all this stuff. That's nice. All right, so we'll see if we can take this out at least here, 93.90, almost there. So we'll see. That's what we're looking at, because then you're stuck in all this stuff here, these 2 months. So it would have to stay above there once it gets there. If we go to Tree, the 3-2 monther, we're running out of month, but we can do a compounder because this is outside. 2 down, 2 back up, and now looking to take this out. 357.17, getting closer. If we go to OTRK. And OTRK, what we look for is this up, and then this business in here, and then boom, give me measured move. You're going into new all-time highs, so you got some exhaustion risk on that. But daily had a nice day, and here's your 2-2 reversal here. 2 up, 2 down, boom, right there, and off she goes. If we go to TTOO, little guy, TTOO. And one of them used to be somebody's. Here, 9. This thing's actually been as high in the 20s. And you get your inside month to the upside here, back through the previous range, right? And then you get the measured move off the inside week. So we'll see if there's anything more to that. If we go to NNOX, here, just blasting into the highs, and so, exhaustion risk, but this baby can move around, and that's what we want. Look at that nice movement today. Best bloodbath is going to the highs as we speak, so squeeze box is on for the morning. So also I've got the EV stocks like Plug still coming up here off the inside week here with fuel cell, Blink. So all that kind of stuff still going too and all working. You got BZUN blasting off here too. And this was nice here. Slight higher high, I believe. Yep, slight higher high. And then 2 down and then boom, back to the previous range. And if you go to the monthly, you're going to see this. It's been higher, coming up back through the try. So here on the monthly basis, once again, failed rev strats. Or actually, it worked. It took them out and then it just exhausted. And then 2, boom, right back up, BZUN. On the downside, we got Twist. It's green on the month, but we're looking at this environment that's kind of going sideways here in the futures. Anything taken out last week's lows. There's your shooter, 2-2 back down, TWST. Beyond the meat, green on the week, but on the daily, comes all the way back in. So we look at the 2-2 reversal to the downside, try and fill that gap maybe tomorrow. If we go to MU, and MU here, just slightly weekly shooter down, and we'll be watching that with the SMH, which is slightly down in an inside day. So we'll see what comes of those. Shopee and Shop, just looking to go outside week here. Not the end of the world because it is an inside month, but we'll see it's starting off weak. SQ, taking out these 2 weeks to the downside, going back red on the month. So some of these big boys having some problems like TWLO here on the week. It already goes outside week, 1 bar rev strat, stuff like that. If we go to ZS also outside week to the downside. So there's a bunch of these big boys with that 3-2 days here. Outside and then down. Melly did it here. And so we've got Coop. And Coop went 3-2 down, and that's going to be getting closer here on the weekly. Takes that down 3 weeker, and so you go on the month. Coming up as we're closing out the month, looking to see inside month, but closer to coming back through down in here, right? And this Cooper can move around. They thought it was moving down in here. Much bigger tries and stuff up in here. Go to CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike setting up the monthly shooter. The weekly. Looks like 1 bar rev setter just outside weak coming down. So you can see when you spike high like this, spike low like that, there's your try. So we'd like to see if we can get all the way down here and take this out. 195.98. That would be nice. Docu. Inside weak to the downside. Not the end of the world, but it is what it is. So hopefully you can come back through all this stuff. ENPH. Here already goes 1 bar outside of the original inside bar, coming back through. That's a 3. So we'll see if that gets any worse, because here the daily coming down into this gap and setting up this closer to a 2-month down coming into February as we're coming into an exhaustion week. So end of the week, we're going to be looking for all these how the monthlies are shaping up, what macros have triggered. A lot of this market is stalled out, if you will. SPY is just still kind of walking up. It's not the end of the world. SPY's just still kind of walking up this here, ding, 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 ding. So the question is, do we get a February machine gun and take these guys out, or we just keep walking up? A lot of earnings going to be disseminated this week as well. And then when we get to the weekend vid, we'll also be doing the macro and looking at the quarterly and yearly and how that started out. But for right now, it's Elon Musk and the WSB gang against the big boys, and that's pretty much the show. That's what we're going to be doing, as well as watching, of course, the major earnings, Tesla and Apple and whatnot, and Microsoft. Right now, Microsoft trying to carry the NASDAQ after hours, and so that was ripping up in like 240. And what that's going to do, that's going to give you the inside quarter and the inside month and up, right? And that's still leaving us with Amazon here. Amazon's on the fence, still inside quarter and still stuck in here. So a whole lot of things could happen, but right now, it's the GameStop gang and all that kind of fun. So that's where we're going to be. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Ruff. This is Mr. Black Channel here. Ticker Talking Strat Tech.